Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here. Mark Rosewater is very excited again, which means you should be very afraid. This time they're making what they're calling huge changes to, the booster pack product. Just what booster packs are. The thing is, both of the changes they're making are not new at all. They've tried them in the past, and spoiler alert, if you've been watching my channel, I can't really say I leaked it. I pointed to what their own staff leaked. Statements to the effect of, this was really successful, we're almost definitely going to do it again. This was an experiment, it went well, we're going to expand it. So really, this is a lot of not news, and it's not as new as they're saying, and it's not as exciting or significant as they're saying, but it is significant because both of the changes they're making are very, very bad for the game. One definitely and one potentially. So, awesome. So he starts with why we're doing something new. Last year, Wizards of the Coast went through a reorganization. We shifted to what is known as a studio model, where teams are built around supporting a particular product. So in other words, instead of departments, which that ended up with 9 bans in 2 years, because card design and playtesting couldn't do their jobs and didn't talk to each other or something, now it's just everybody works together on the product, which is MTG. Boom. And as you can see, it's not helping. So one of the first things they did when their studio got created was ask the following question: how can we make tabletop Magic even better? Manage standard more, rotate it twice per year, don't let 8 sets be legal, stop putting mono-grade lands in standard, stop printing unfun stuff, unfun mechanics like mill, control, lockdown, prison, stop putting too much draw in the game and let's control take over, stop printing so many planeswalkers, stop any of the things you're doing that everybody hates that is actively, provably, mathematically ruining standard. But after much brainstorming and discussion, they decided to not do any of that, and they say they came up with the following goal: let's improve the experience of opening a Magic booster pack. Yep, that's how they're going to, quote, make tabletop Magic even better, as in playing tabletop Magic, as in the game. They do realize that an enormous portion of Magic players, I wouldn't say never open a booster, but let's just say they buy their decks and singles online or at their local store or both. They buy what they want to play with, there's some overflow, prize boosters are a thing, but they basically don't buy boosters. Another fun fact that they seem to have completely missed is that if nobody wants to play standard, nobody's going to open boosters. So you can make booster openings as great as you want. Confetti pops out and it plays a little jingle like one of those musical holiday cards. Doesn't matter if nobody wants to play the game and nobody wants to buy the boosters in the first place. So we're already off to a great start with this one. So yes, opening boosters is currently pretty fun to do. That doesn't mean, though, that we can't improve upon it, which, ironically enough, is not what they did at all. So they went with 2 things: surprise and agency. Now, he didn't mention this, but they have tried a little bit of a surprise in the boosters before, where you open it up, it's like, surprise, they're all misprinted. I actually saw one of their other experiments personally. I opened up one of the pre-release kits, and surprise, it didn't have a promo in it at all. The printing facility did not put in a promo at all, and then I had to get a different kit. So I guess that top secret experiment didn't go over well, so now what are they going to try? So this next paragraph is just one giant lie, by the way. This solution came about because of feedback we were getting from all of you. Whenever we'd show off a cool new treatment of a card as a promo or part of a limited release, I'd get comments from players asking why these cool cards weren't in booster packs. This came up in one of our meetings and really resonated with the room. How do we make opening booster packs more exciting? Put more cool and beautiful versions of the cards in them. So in my best estimation, and I can almost guarantee you this is actually what led to this, they said, why is opening Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon and Force of Will boosters more exciting? Oh, because instead of just foil, they have actual tiered rarities. Pokemon, it's not like I buy the product, but I do watch Max Mofo Pokemon for some reason. They have the Rainbow Rares, Ghost is Yu-Gi-Oh! I think. Unless that's Force of Will. They have foil, then they have special foil, then they have full art. And then I think besides that, there's even a couple more. So you can get the rare version, the even more rare version, the amazing looking rare version, and then the holy crap that I actually just opened that version. And that is exciting because you're like, wow, there could really be something in here. That's why they sold more packs when they had masterpieces. And I love how in this entire article, Mark just pretends that masterpieces were never a thing ever. I think he even says that at some point, we got this great new idea to add an even higher rarity of a better looking card. Oh, that's a new idea? Because it sounds familiar to me. Oh, by the way, what they really did is they made it confusing as hell as to what the actual hell to expect when you open up certain boosters. What can be where, what's classified as what, how it changes set to set. Oh my gosh. So anyway, they came up with the project team and they called it Project Booster Fun. Oh my gosh. So new frame ideas, some of them we've seen before, some of them we haven't. Print to the edge, extend the art, shrink the text box, alternate art, double-sided tokens, foil tokens. So they're taking everything and just throwing it into a booster, and notice I said a booster, not the booster. So first of all, they raised the frequency of foils. It used to be what they called 1 in 67 cards. I guess that's what the odds printed on the booster were, because nobody, and I mean nobody in my video about this, got this correct. Literally 0 of the comments were, oh no, this is the explanation of why it says 1 in 67. They meant that those are the odds, even though it's not, and you already know what the other 14 cards are going to be. You know exactly what rarity they're going to be with 0 variance. They're including that in the probability for some reason, as if we don't know what slot it's going to be in, and as if the foil can just show up in the middle of the pack, which is not true. So it used to be 1 in 67 cards, which was a 22.5% chance in any given booster. So people would just use the rounded up term 1 in 4. Now it's going to be 1 in 45, which is a 33.4% chance of opening 1 in any booster. So basically 1 in 3. So it's going to be even across the, common, uncommon, rare, but there's going to be more of them, so it's going to suppress the cost of foils a little bit just due to supply issues. Well, specifically the supply going up, and it's just going up. It's not like they're going to sell more boosters or print more boosters. They're going to print more foils and put them in more boosters, and it's not that significant, but they're also, 22.5 to 33.4, if I'm doing the math correctly, they just upped the volume of total foils in existence per set by 50%. That's a lot. I think with the way they did the percents, that may not be correct, but it's a lot. Whatever it is, it's a lot. And newsflash, they still curl like crazy, so they're basically not even playable. I've foiled out a whole deck, put it in a tight holder in really good sleeves, and then 6 months later, it's unplayable. I literally cannot play with it, can't even shuffle it. They're bent I don't even know how to do the degrees on an arc, but a lot. Like a centimeter plus radius on the bend. So let's just blow through what they're doing. Borderless Planeswalkers. So they did that in the Mythic Disaster sets. And then they have extended art frames, which they're claiming are something different. It is literally the same thing. Borderless and extended art are the exact same thing, except in some cases they scooted down the text box if it was small enough that they could. I guess the subtype line being clear might be the only difference. It's just borderless. They're going to call it borderless. All the players and customers are going to call it that. Nobody's going to call it extended art frames. Stop confusing people. Just call everything borderless, Wizards. This is already too damn complicated. Then we've got the showcase frames. What the hell are these? Well, they can't really tell us because they're going to change every time. So basically, they're the masterpiece frames. 8.5 minutes in without any visuals needed. I'm not going to suddenly throw them up on screen, so go look at the article yourself. But the Goldilocks card is the one that they showed. So one's got the normal storybook thing, which, that's not the frame change. Yes, that's a frame change, but that's not the one we're referring to, is basically what they're saying right now. Wow, what a wonderful and non-confusing example to pick, you idiots. But then the showcase frame, which are going to be, I guess, story important, or they didn't really define it. There's we're going to show whatever the hell we want on a showcase frame, and it's going to change every set. And it's going to look different every set. So this one will have cool ivy around it, like a papyrus texture and alternate art, I guess. So that's cool, but this kind of crap is going to just cause issues for online single sellers because I think they said both versions will also be available in foil. Oh, do you want this version, or the promo, or the alternate, or the old one, or the reprint, or the foil of the alternate? Come on. Oh, and the extended art frames and borderless cards, which are totally two different things, also can come in regular or foil. Oh, but unless they're a certain rarity in a certain booster. I'll get to that in a little bit. There's going to be something called Ancillary Cards, and depending upon how they're printed and where they came from, they might only be available in foil and only in certain boosters. Oh, unless you got them from their original source, then they'll be exclusively in not foil. Unless they were a promo, like a buy box promo, then they're going to be only in foil, but not necessarily the same art. So anyway, let's get to the booster changes, because I've been hinting at this. A normal booster, just a normal ass 15 card, same old booster that they've been doing for a long time, that's now going to be called a draft booster, which makes sense because they really can't change it that much if they still want it to be draftable. They can't just say, oh, now boosters are, like, some are going to be mega boosters. 1 in 10 will have triple rares in them. That would kind of screw with draft pretty good. So whatever change they thought they could make, they just had to leave draft alone. So now a normal ass booster is called a draft booster, which is a wonderful name because it's still called that even if you buy it without the intent to draft. Great. Oh, but the normal booster now can have Borderless Planeswalkers and Showcase cards, which even I thought that wasn't true, so okay. Yeah, that's what you want to show up in a draft, a Borderless Mythic Planeswalker foil, and then you're going to feel obligated to money draft it. What a great decision. It's almost like they fully expect people to still buy these, which, spoiler alert, 99% of people are still going to buy the normal boosters that they renamed and then changed and made worse for draft. So next up, we've got theme boosters. Ooh, this amazing new thing they made that they already sold and already existed. And yeah. I'd like to say it's not a theme booster, it's just a monocolored booster, but there's two reasons that that's not true. One, that's not always true. They're, I guess, going to do, like, I hate to say guild ones, but like if there's a 2-color heavy set, they'll sell 2-color boosters is what they're kind of implying. Which means they've already leaked that Throne of Eldraine is a mono heavy set, which is wonderful. Almost every problematic deck in the last 5 years has been 3 colors, so pushing mono, please do. But this time around, they showed an example of a black one, and it's going to have 35 cards in it, and every single card will be black. So, in theory, this is a good product for people who want it, where they're just like, I'm building a black deck, I drafted a black deck, I built a black deck and sealed, I'm just playing casual with my friends, and I don't want to open boosters and then only be able to use, 1 to 2 colors worth of the cards, and then most of the cards are useless. And they are right, that was a problem with the boosters. Unless you were going to build multiple decks that are highly dissimilar from each other and hit every color, you're going to get cards that, no matter how good they are, you cannot use them. That's why trading is a thing, but not everybody has people to trade with, especially if it's tabletop casual. So these were well received. The people who bought them liked them because it was like, here's only stuff I can use. Now, it's not just color locked and that's the end of it. They're actually going to, I think, semi-seed it. They didn't say anything about this time around, about how cards are going to be matched up in the booster other than, oh, it's kind of like we did before, and I couldn't find the old description. But from memory, certain cards and mechanics that go together will be together. So it'll be like modular chunks of 2 and 3 cards that will always be found together in these. I believe that's what they're saying. And if I recall, that is what they did before. So it's efficient, it's what the players want, it's what they've been asking for. I will say it contains 1.1 rares or mythic cards, and then 33 to 34 commons and uncommons, and then 1 reference card. Probably like a rules or phase card. 1.1 means 10% of the time you'll get a double rare or mythic. Wow, it's almost like they knew this was a bad product that they can't mark up much, so they had to add that 10% gamblers thing. That's just stupid. Even if you do pull 2 rares on top of that, or mythics or whatever, what are the odds they'll both be good? That both of them will actually be valuable? It's astronomical. So that's what's in it. What is the problem with this? Well, 1, they're not printing cards evenly because, like I said, the commons and uncommons mix are not going to be static. It's going to be modular blocks of cards. So if by that I'd say accidentally, but they know what they're doing, print too many of a certain uncommon, they're going to tank the price down the toilet. Now it's an uncommon, whatever. But if it would have been $3, but it's so core to the set that it's in an artificially high number in like the black theme booster and people open too many of them, it's going to flood the market. Now that said, are single sellers really opening these? Probably not. I'd say even definitely not. It sticks you with more commons and uncommons, which are insanely hard to sell. So some random casual buying these, they aren't really going to even see the singles market. I don't think it's going to be that big of a thing. But still, it's going to throw some cards into existence more than others. That's just how it works. Now, here's the problem with these. And they could do this right or they could do it wrong. And I'm already very sure that they're going to do it wrong. There will be 5 of these, 1 for each color. What happens when one color has a ton of good rares or mythics and is clearly the better one to open? People will buy these because I think they were like $4.99, $5.99, something like that. They weren't that expensive. So if you were pretty sure that the EV, the average return or whatever or expected value that would be of the rare slot in just the color blue is like 4 times higher than it is in any other color, don't open a normal booster, buy out your entire store's supply of, blue theme boosters. Because in all likelihood, you are going to make a profit because there's so many $50 mythics in blue and $20 rares or whatever. But even if that doesn't happen, what if just some colors are more popular? At the local level, national level, net deck level, I don't care, whatever, meta, anything, doesn't matter. Either way, let's just say a store is not going to sell these evenly for whatever reason, random chance or because of the shifts in the meta and what people are copying, or just what colors in which set are more popular, more powerful. Stores are going to have, 10 red, 10 black, 10 green, whatever, and they are not going to sell them evenly. This is why they purposely took the Commander product and went from 5 decks to 4 decks, because stores were starting to boycott it from what I heard and say, we're just not going to carry this. We can't make money because as popular as the 2 actually popular Commander decks are, we get stuck with the other 3. And even marking them down to $25, they don't sell because people don't want them. And if you didn't know, the only way to buy Planeswalker decks, Commander decks, theme boosters, I would assume, are in packs of usually 10, 5 each. So Commander is 4 each. You buy a case of Commander decks, and I think they come with either 2 of every deck or 1 of every deck. I forgot. It's been a while. But the moral of the story is you have to buy them evenly. Oh, so you sold out of red and blue on the shelf of these theme boosters. Cool, let's go to reorder. Oh, wait, you have to order the 3 remaining colors in the same number. So then you end up with 15 of each of the colors you can't sell, and then, you sold out of the same colors again. Well, now you got to reorder again. Now you're up to 25 of the ones you can't get rid of. Even if the other packs are popular, even if you can mark them up a little bit because there is no MSRP anymore, what's the margin on I paid $4 cost and they're not selling at all? Oh, it's negative $4. And did you make $4 on the ones that sold? No? Then you just lost money from this stupid product. So the fact that stores always get stuck with something when they make us buy them evenly, that's why people hate stuff like this. That's why this doesn't work at all. So how could they fix it? Let stores buy a 10-pack, 20-pack, 36-pack, whatever, of these theme boosters by color. And then Wizards, ask the distributors what colors they're out of, make more of them in a second wave, and then send these out again, which they've almost all but confirmed that they're not going to do that for multiple reasons, and I could cite multiple times that they didn't do that with past products. Just take my word for it. I'm not going to go into the details of why. Let's just say they're not going to do that. So if a store only has black and green left on the shelf, then that's that. They're sold out of the ones people want, and they got to just fire sale clearance the ones that people don't want. It's a terrible idea. It doesn't work. It loses stores money. It's impossible. It's just a headache to deal with. It's stupid. They know it doesn't work. They knew it didn't work for Commander, and they already did something to fix it, and then here we go. So this is going to be stupid. Stores are just not going to want these. Nobody's going to carry them. Stores do not buy large quantities of toxic, unsellable crap unless you can reorder by color. Nobody's going to touch these. If you can reorder by color, everybody's going to carry these because they are a fantastic product from the customer standpoint, and they sold very, very well. They were very popular from what I heard. But like I said, if the customer loves them and the store hates them because it can't make any money, who makes the decision on ordering? So that was one of the dumbest things they ever possibly could have done. All they did was listen to player feedback and say, who cares? We love screwing over stores. We screw them over all the time. They'll find a way to get rid of them. Not our problem, which all of that is, by the way, factually incorrect. It is your problem, and the distributors are going to get stuck with them if the stores refuse them. So it's going to become your problem. It's going to go up the chain real quick. So now there's a third booster. Oh, yes. And actually there's a fourth because there's still the promotional prize boosters for F&M, which have replaced the singles. But the last for sale booster is a collector booster. Now, Mark actually said he thinks they will sell between $20 and $25 per booster. That's double on up from what a master set is per booster, and he thinks people are going to buy these for that price. He is wrong. Now, if you look at what's in it, I mean, the EV might match it. I mean, like I said, people don't really care what something costs as long as they're getting about that or more in value out of it to a point, because obviously UMA was really expensive. Once you hit the I don't care if it's a good deal, I don't have $325 point, it's not going to sell no matter how good of a deal it is. So the collector's boosters, they're ugly colored. They contain 15 cards plus 1 foil token card. That's right, the token is always foil. Oh boy. I'm excited about buying them because I know that no matter how limited the print run is, they're perpetually worthless. I don't know what people's aversion to playing with tokens is. I like to know what my tokens are, what their stats are, what they do. I don't know about you guys. I guess I'm the only one that actually plays with tokens so that I don't make stupid mistakes or forget what's what. But yeah, tokens never worth money. Not in the last couple years. Doesn't happen. So that's a dead card, but we've got 1 rare/mythic rare with extended art. So you're always going to get an extended art card. Does that include Borderless Planeswalkers? I don't know. No idea. I think they're the same thing. They don't. Who knows? Are we going to have extended art and Borderless Planeswalkers? And they're just going to have subtle tiny differences? I don't know. And I don't know because they didn't say, and they're virtually identical, and they're deeply confusing. Then the second card, I don't know if these are in order, it will be a guaranteed foil rare or mythic rare. So those two, I mean, okay, that $20-25 is looking a little bit better when it's like, okay, 1 rare or mythic rare extended art and then 1 guaranteed foil rare or mythic rare. That's crazy. But, how many M20 rares or mythics, even in foil, were worth less than 50 cents? Oh, that's right, about 75% of them. And if you whiff on a $25 purchase, you whiff hard. So after that, you get 9 all foil commons and uncommons, which are a wonderful combination of unplayable and worthless. I mean, once in a while you get like a $5+ foil uncommon, but that ain't the norm. So you get curling crap that you'll get kicked out of a tournament for using if you go to a GP with foil in your deck. Just, foil cards are crap. Nobody wants them. And take that sentiment and multiply it by 10 when they're commons and uncommons. Because at least like collectors want foil rares and mythics. So 9 curled worthless cards, and then you get 3 special frame cards. Showcase, oh now they say it, or Borderless Planeswalkers. But are Borderless included in that first slot? Is that an option, or is this the only place you can get them? And then what rarity? Because it only says Planeswalkers, so but it could also be showcase cards, where those could be commons or uncommons. And they're not worth that much, probably. Boy, that's a pretty big swing either way. So the variance on these packs and the chances, the sheer odds of getting just blown up with like $1 worth of cards is so high the way they did this. It's insane. So yeah, 3 special frame cards, showcase or Borderless Planeswalkers. So it could be some crappy enchantment that's story heavy, nobody plays it, it's worth nothing. Or, it could be a Borderless Planeswalker, like an actually good one too. And remember, not all the Planeswalkers are good. But wait, there's 3 of them, so that's a lot of good shots at it. But wait, what happens when you take individual specific categories, like if there's only 6 Planeswalkers in the set, and then you start printing them in triplicate in these special boosters? Oh, that's right, you flood the market with way the hell too many of them. I mean, just think what would happen to Karn if there was only like 5 Planeswalkers in the set, you get 3 shots at it in these boosters, it's even odds between Showcase and Borderless, so people who open just a couple of these, boom, Karn. I don't know what the print numbers are, but what if doing this, you just doubled the amount of Karns in existence because, you had to stuff them into these stupid collector's things. Now, if you thought a company's stupider, they're putting in one more thing called an Ancillary Card. What's an Ancillary Card? Well, it's them admitting that they royally screwed up and people are pissed about putting exclusives into bullshit products like the Planeswalker decks and the gift packs that nobody wants, and the only reason they'd ever buy them is to get the cards that they can only get from them, like that one Angel from the M19 gift pack that you could only get from it and was like $3 to $5. Also, the dinosaur was worth a little bit. When I open a booster, I want to get all the cards I could possibly get. I don't want to have to buy this product and that product and this product and that product on top of it just to get some singles that I need. Oh, and don't forget the buy a box promo, which you also can't get in the box. Oh, and don't forget the Fat Pack promo, which it turns out you actually can open from a booster for some fucking reason. Probably because they made that change at the last second to M20 with Chandra's whatever the hell device thing. Because they realized, oh shit, this would be the third product that you have to buy on the side just to play the damn game. Oh, and then there's like, if you wanted Shiv and Dragon or that one Sphinx back in the day, Magosi or whatever, the only place you could get it was a reprint or the welcome decks, which are supposed to be given away, so you literally cannot buy that product. I mean, I'm not saying you can't pick up all this on the singles market, but then again, the 4 or 5 cards or whatever, I think it was 5 from the last gift pack, were not for sale on Card Kingdom. At all. For months. They were on eBay, they were on TCG Player, but they literally were not sold at Card Kingdom. At all. So maybe you can't pick them up on some singles markets. So anyway, this category of stupid shit that you can't get from boosters because Wizards wants to sell you more crap that you didn't need or want, that's what they're calling ancillary cards. And then they specified, oh, non-foil only though. So their wonderfully poetic way of putting this, instead of just people are pissed and we need more ways to get these cards than just the other scams, is this slot is for new cards that are connected to the set but don't appear in draft boosters, or as I like to call them, normal boosters, and that's what everybody's going to call them. The card pool for this slot can vary from set to set. For Throne of Eldraine, this will be the buy a box card, which, boy, really is a disincentive to, buying a box. But whatever, look at Nexus of Fate. I hate to say need more of them. We needed banned is what we need, but assuming that's not going to happen, they got a little high. Little bit of high price on those. Oh, but the buy box promos are always foil. These are going to be always not foil. There you go. So you can still have the super elite version. This will be the pleb version. Oh, you want the shiny one and you can't pull it out of this one because it has a foil chance of 0? Too bad. Buy a box, you peasant. Oh, your store lied about not receiving them and then sold them on eBay and nobody got them? Oh, well, guess you don't get one. Go get one on eBay for $100. So, okay, it could be the buy a box promo. It could be one of the new cards from the Planeswalker deck, which I assume includes, the front card, but also includes the stupid bullshit, supporting uncommon enchantment. Ooh. Oh, I can't wait to open that in my $25 booster. It could be the new cards from the Brawl decks, which, by the way, there's now Brawl decks. And might I remind you, we still don't have Brawl on Arena for literally no reason, as far as I can tell, because it would take me about 5 minutes to design it. And then they just finally say this slot is going to be the catch-all for mechanically unique, which they've used that term tons in this article. I don't know what the fuck it means, but whatever, for cards associated with the set, but that aren't in the set. So it, quote, allows collectors to get them here without having to purchase other products or participate in other promotions. Yeah, people were complaining about that? Really? I hadn't heard anything. I hadn't made entire videos on that. And then they repeat again, these cards will be in non-foil. Mark, you forgot you're not supposed to call these foil. The word foil is never supposed to be uttered from anybody at your company for some reason. I don't know why. You're supposed to call them premium to further confuse people. I mean, I know people just hear premium and immediately think promotional, special edition alternate art, but no, it means foil apparently to literally only people who work at Wizards. I assume another game just has a trademark on the word foil or something, but no, he uses foil all over this article, so guess they're done with that. Oh, and then they want to remind you that you get a foil token with each one of these, but you cannot open foil tokens in the regular boosters. This is the only place to find them. Great. So, boy, I think anybody with an addictive gambling type personality or, kids who don't know better or just whatever, they're going to have issues with these collector's boosters because, I get it, boosters are $4 and then the Masters ones were 10, but you would always get a foil and the cards are worth a ton more. The boxes values were double. Okay. A bit more of a gamble, but it scaled up pretty evenly and they usually had a better EV than standard sets, just in general. Just from a pure percentage standpoint. So if somebody bought them and they're ooh, I could get a $100 card, can't get that in standard. Okay, I get it. Now take $4, compare it to $25, and then compare it to the list of cards that can be in here. You could legitimately pull $200 from one of these, or, realistically, 50 cents. I know, every rare is worth 50 cents no matter what. Well, not really. Not on the open market, not on buy lists. If it's bulk, it's bulk. You can't sell it. I consider it zero. So you could actually open 0 from these $25 boosters. Or you could pay your rent with one. That up and down swing of really, really lose or really, really win has basically transformed them into similar odds. Well, maybe not odds, but a similar variance, I think would be the right term, as scratch-off lottery tickets, where it's like you could realistically pull $300, $400, $500 from one of these. I mean, a borderless foil Origins Jace, can you imagine that? I can't, because actually they said can the borderless be foil, or are they always foil or not foil? Wait, or are they extended? The only thing, the extended is... Oh, now they didn't say if either one can be... I think they said somewhere else in a different section that they can or can't be foil. Whatever. This is so stupidly confusing. So I could see somebody buying like one or two of these, or they buy one and it's terrible, so they're going to make up for it with another one with the gambler's sunk cost fallacy. And, somebody who's not mature, smart, wise enough, experienced enough to realize that if they open $200 from one, it's probably not going to happen again, where to cut it off, what the limit is, all the typical gambling problems that people develop and, know to avoid or don't. I think this collector's booster is going to cause a lot of unhealthy spending habits, to put it politely. Oh, and there's no age restriction on these. And a lot of stores will pay you cash money or in-store credit for stuff you pull on the spot, aka a US dollars cash out button. And Wizards is doing this right in the middle of a big debate about if loot boxes are gambling. Virtual items that you can only sneak past the moderators in a game and sell on eBay, maybe if you don't get caught, versus physical cards with provable market values. Which one's more likely to get investigated hard? Boy, they really just want to have a 21 plus label slapped on these, don't they? Because that's what they're going to get. This was a stupid, dangerous product. And since these are seeded and they're direct and they're individual and they're categorized, they're throwing artificially high numbers of individual ultra rare cards into the market, which is going to screw with singles prices. I mean, they literally have a slot that's almost dedicated to just Planeswalkers. Well, then they're going to print too many Planeswalkers because they're printing just Planeswalkers and splitting them up between just this product. And if you think this isn't a problem, what happened when they took, a commander, a dual deck, some pre-made product where there's zero variance. It's a deck. Instantly, half the money. I think I got one of them for $10. They took the supply of Windswept Heath, added, 50 to 100,000 copies artificially on top of what you could open at the time in the normal boosters, and the price just tanked down the toilet, and it has never recovered. What was the foil demon on one of the dual decks where it was legal and standard? I pulled a regular one of that instead of the alternate art dual deck one, and it was a really good, powerful card that some people played, and my copy was worth like $3 because they put it on the front of the dual deck, and that had a static price. You cannot put a predictable static number of a bonus extra copies of a rare mythic card in a product, flood the market with tens or hundreds of thousands of extra copies of it, and not think that will do something bad to the price. It will. Now that said, they did this in a very crafty way. Slot 1, rare or mythic rare with extended art. It's the only place to get the extended arts, I think. Then a only foil, rare or mythic rare. Okay. So it can't be the regular one, so it might just devalue just those. I mean, not really. They're still playable. It'll still push it down. 9 foil commons or uncommons, which cannot be anything but commons or uncommons, so those are worthless. Then we got special frame cards, which I think they said cannot be in foil. So, okay, at least then you still have the foil ones, which could still be worth something. And then an ancillary card, that's just taking value away from those, but those are the worst, hardest to acquire, and they shoot up out of control like crazy, like Nexus did. So, I mean, every time they put in something, like they said, the Planeswalkers, they're borderless. So that's special and different. Well, what if the number of collectors who want them because they're double the price just drops off and you're selling it for $1 more than its playable version? Well, then guess what? It's going to send the playable version, the normal version, the non-borderless, it's going to send the price down. So yeah, they're all going to be a special whoop-de-doo collector's tier above, but if people don't want them, they're going to crash right back down and just crush the price of whatever card is actually playable, the normal version of it. So they seem to kind of tiptoe around, okay, we're just going to take normal Planeswalkers and throw them in. It's like, no, these are different. That's why we're not going to flood the singles market, because these are different, even though they're legal for play. So they are additional copies of the card, and they're not different. Not really. So the last stupid thing, I mean, I know this was about boosters, but whatever, I'll throw it in. They're selling Brawl decks, and there's going to be 4 of them because, as they already found out, 5 of them is unsellable, and stores will reject them because only 2 or 3 of them will be popular, and they'll get stuck with the other 2. Or 3. Boy, somebody should have told them that before they did 5 theme color boosters. But there'll be 60 card decks, 7 new mechanically unique cards per deck, which, better not be standard legal, but you already know they're going to be. They're going to force you to buy this just to play the damn game. And once again, they use the term mechanically unique without defining it at all. But I'm going to just, in my head, replace it with possibly good. Like, hey, this is the only card that does this. Cool, somebody might want that. Oh, but the only place to get it is a pre-made deck that you have to buy and rip apart. Are you kidding me, Wizards? The gift packs were bad enough. So 60 card decks, 7 new mechanically unique cards per deck, which is times 4. So that's 28 cards that you can only get from Brawl, I guess. I think that's what they mean. I don't know. Oh, and then you get 1 life wheel. Oh, those 0 to 99 spinner things that are worth a ton? No, it's not those. So they're 100% pre-con, 0 variance, which is also going to contain a ton of cards from standard and also drive the singles price of them just straight down the toilet, by overprinting the supply to death. Get this. You know how that ancillary spot in the collector booster, the ancillary card slot sounded really good? All 28 of these could be there. So these worthless, stupid cards that you can just get from a pre-con might show up in the booster in the place of something that's actually valuable that you might actually want, like a Nexus of Fate. Or like in a Johnny Planeswalker deck front card. Which, okay, I get it. The collector's one is only going to be cards from that set, not multiple sets, not all of standard, as far as we know. But those were just past examples of disasters that could happen because they did. And the life wheel is a new game object. It's a card with a wheel embedded into it to help you keep score. Wow, I'm sure that'll be high quality. Okay, Commander, I get it. You got like 25,000 cards, and if you want a card that came out 24 years ago, it's going to be tough. Okay, I get it. Commander precons, I get why people buy them. My opinion has always been I don't need Wizards to build my deck for me, thanks. The whole point of extending a format to Eternal is that I can build whatever the hell I want. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. It's just I'm not interested in, nor do I think they should exist, the Commander precon decks. I think everybody should build their own damn deck to whatever specs they want and do it with their own style and their own personality, and that's Commander. But when it comes to Brawl, the whole point of Brawl was to have a second competitive meta where some cards that are crap in Standard might get a couple extra dollars because people need them for Brawl because they're good in Brawl, like the Telescope or the Spyglass or whatever it was, which got banned, so yeah, I guess it was good. So it worked for that card. Like, the theory is proven that will happen. You can drive a card up just because of Brawl. But really, it was just a second shot at a bunch of bulk jank crap that I got that might go into a deck because it's singleton. I mean, you gotta fill it up at some point. You're gonna run out of cards that are actually good and have to put second-rate cards in it. That's how singleton works. So in Standard, I saw it way more as, okay, these cards, these singles that you need to build a Brawl deck are extremely available everywhere. Any place that sells singles, you can trade for them. Most of the cards in any given Brawl deck are gonna be 50 cent or 25 cent jank. Once again, welcome to Singleton in a card pool of less than 2,000, which is exactly what we have right now. FYI, it's about to shrink to about 1,200. So it was like, here is another dirt cheap format where I can do something with cards that are otherwise worthless that I'm sitting onto my trade binder that I opened from boosters. They're going to take that, flush it all down the toilet, and print 4 decks for people. If there was ever a build-it-yourself format, it was Brawl. I do not need Wizards building, nor do I need them printing additional copies of cards that go into high-powered or competitive Brawl decks, which you know these are going to be. Oh, and then on top of it, they got 28 unique cards that I really hope they're restricting to only Brawl, but by definition, Brawl contains Standard. So that would mean anything printed for Brawl is in Standard. Maybe, maybe not. The rules are whatever the hell they say they are. But what we really don't need is the front 5 cards on the gift pack times approximately 6. That will piss people off, and if you think that putting these ancillary cards inside of a collector's booster is a good idea, you're wrong. So they're now selling high variance gambling products to children for too much money while also overprinting singles. They're basically forcing stores to buy an unsellable product that they're going to get stuck with certain amounts of in the theme decks. And then they renamed the main primary plane booster to Draft, which makes it sound like it's draft specific when actually it's what everybody's going to buy. Great job, Wizards. Oh, then they're taking Brawl, which they let die. It's almost entirely their fault. They didn't ban cards in time. They were too hesitant and they mismanaged it. And then it got out of control. 2 decks took over. They banned stuff way too late and then the format died. And they didn't add it to Arena. It was almost entirely their fault. But now they're going to revive it all of a sudden, they think, with a product that nobody asked for and nobody wants. Wow, it literally can't get worse. I lied. Bundles have now changed, which are fat packs, by the way, in case you didn't hear. They changed the name, but nobody else did. They now come with 10 draft booster packs, 20 foil basic lands instead of 5, and then 20 regular basic lands instead of 80. Or, well, I guess 75. It depends which one you look at in the recent history. So if you wanted to tell new players, hey, if you want some nice, pristine, matching set lands, matching artwork, just buy one fat pack because you'll get 80 of the lands. Nope, not anymore. You get a bunch of lands, foil lands, where if you play with them, your deck won't shuffle correctly, and you'll be accused of marking your cards. Oh, and then you get 20 basics, which isn't enough to build anything, actually. That's 4 of every color. Most of my decks don't have 4 mountains. And then you get one bundle promo card, aka Fatback promo card, which as of the last set is not actually unique. It's a card you can still open in the boosters. So they just threw in one random single they think is kind of good from the set. Okay, so they're taking whatever they thought was good and printing, I mean, how many bundles do you think are printed? 100,000? They're printing 100,000 more individual copies of that one card, guaranteeing that it cannot possibly be worth money. Wow, what great value. And then you get one oversized spin down, so I guess they're upping that in size. I assume they're going to be the same size as the one from the, whatever the hell they called that product from M20 that for some reason came out like 2 weeks before M20 did. It's basically exactly dual decks, but they're not calling them that, but that's exactly precisely what they are. The die was like, I don't know, 50% larger, so I assume it's those. Oh, then you get a storage box. Yay. They didn't say anything about a book or the outer wrapping still being a poster. So I have to assume they're no longer doing that. I know people who collected the books and bought fat packs just for the books. So good job, Wizards. You took one of the semi-popular products and managed to make it even less popular. I'll be honest with you, taking out 40 lands, you actually made it lighter for shipping. All right. So, okay, that's finally it for this article. It finally won't get worse, except once again, I'm lying. It is going to get worse because remember what they did a while ago. They sold premium boosters, I believe was the term, where they had, I'm going to get this wrong, but I'm too lazy to look it up, and I got to go to bed at some point. It was like 1 guaranteed foil, 3 rare or mythic, like 3 rare or mythic slots, and then all the rest of the booster was uncommons, and there was 0 commons. And it was for people who just want to open trade stuff. They have enough commons. I mean, or they can get them from their store. They don't want to buy giant storage boxes. They're just like, just get me to the good cards. I don't want to buy commons. Why am I opening 10 or 11 or whatever the hell commons in a booster when I don't want them? I don't need them. Just give me the good crap. Just let me open 3 rares at a time. There you go. That's what they did. That's what the collector's booster should have been, or bare minimum it should have been what it was based on. Instead, they're like, no, we're going to give you commons. We're just going to make sure that they're foils so that there's a 100% chance you don't want to play with them. What the hell, Wizards? You could have just stuffed an ancillary card and some borderless shit in there and done the exact same thing. You want to talk about a popular product that succeeded that people actually wanted? That was it. I couldn't find them anywhere. They sold out everywhere because people are like, cool, I can get 3 rares at a time. The price of the booster scaled up exactly precisely with what they were giving you, value-wise and EV-wise. You just weren't stuck with a metric shit ton of commons. You want to talk about shipping weight, the environment as far as people burning, trashing, or recycling cards? Even I would switch to buying exclusively them, and then when I need commons, I'd support my local store 25 cents at a time, or online sellers, where everybody knows if I get all my singles online, oh, and then I gotta tack on the commons. That's where all the money is. Usually in a given standard set, you open about $120 worth of rares, foils, and mythics, and then the uncommons and commons, if you were to sell every single one at face value, is about another $150. So every time that an online seller has somebody buy $50 worth of singles for a deck and then adds on $4 worth of commons and uncommons for the deck, they are making huge profits. Those commons and uncommons are just pure money. So if you start shorting people locally on commons and uncommons and making sure that when they buy singles or buy a deck, they have to also tack on the commons because they don't already have them, single sellers and stores all make tons more money. They make a huge profit, which is why you should have kept printing these premium boosters. Holy fucking was it stupid to not bring those back and to instead bring back this awful foil heavy that you call a collector's booster. That's why I'm not just saying, oh, the collector's booster. I don't love it on the surface. I think they could tweak this. There's some room for improvement, but we'll see. It's a new thing. No, this is in the place of the premium booster. This is what they did instead of a virtually perfect product that was the best improvement to the game pretty much ever. Well, as far as physical products, not like rules. Making it so I can buy the cards I want for like triple the price with triple the rares and don't bog me down with commons. That was the best decision they ever made, and now it's gone. Holy shit, you better bring back the premium booster in the place of the collector's booster. Kind of smash them together, make it a super booster, or nobody's going to buy these. Oh, except for the irresponsible people and children that are going to get hooked on gambling because of these. So thanks for that. So make sure that you go on social media and tell Wizards what you think about these idiotic choices. Because I already know that the products are confirmed and locked down for, I think, the next 2 to 3 sets at this point, we aren't going to see these go away for over a year, even if people like riot in the streets over this right now today. So not only are we going to have it for this set, but we're stuck with it for about a year. I mean, as far as I know, it really can't get worse. This was so stupid. So the whole, we're going to make it more exciting. We're going to give people what they want. What they mean is we're going to get people addicted to gambling by upping the variance, and then we're going to give stores shit that they can't sell evenly. We're screwing over everybody to hook in more customers. Yay! Hooray for our stupid, corrupt, crooked magic distribution chain. Oh, and the collector's boosters are going to be single wave, extremely limited. So get ready for some backstabbing, some shady distribution stuff, some distributors that pretend that they're not selling them direct to people on eBay, but clearly are. Stores selling them online for double instead of for their fake MSRP that doesn't exist locally and then lying about getting them. This is just going to be a shitstorm. This was so poorly thought out and so stupid all around with almost everything they're doing here. The naming, the card choice, the strategy, just everything. Everything about this is stupid. Everything. This was like they're like trolling. They're just joking. They're not really going to do this. It's all a prank. Whatever. I can't wait for this to blow up in their face so they can maybe learn from it, maybe correct it. But they've got such a track record of being so stupid and doing such anti-consumer shit lately. I have no hope for the future for this game whatsoever. Subscribe to Desolator Gaming, my second channel, because they're definitely going to kill this product in the next 5 years. I'll see you guys next video.